I can't tell you when the government's going to be open. I can tell you it's not going to be open until we have a wall, a fence, whatever they'd like to call it. I'll call it whatever they want. But it's all the same thing. It's a barrier.
Go Fund the Wall campaign started by Brian Colfage surpasses $15 million and now closer to $20 million. Brian has begun a Go Fund the Wall campaign to raise funds online for President Trump's border wall, saying it's depending on Americans to assist and contribute to get this project a success. As of Saturday the 30th of December, the Go Fund the Wall campaign has raised over $18 million. With a goal of $1 billion. Funds were raised by closer to 300,000 people in just 12 days. Donors, some anonymous and other public, donated amounts as small as $5 to as large as $50,000 to support the Go Fund the Wall campaign. Brian says on the page he is a Purple Heart War veteran who lost 3 limbs, writes, "If the 63 million people who voted for Trump each pledge $80, we can build the wall." Further, he mentioned that like a majority of those American citizens who voted to elect President Donald Trump, we voted for him to make America great again. President Trump's main campaign promise was to build the wall, and as he's followed through on just about every promise so far, this wall project needs to be completed still. The president made building a wall at the U.S. southern border his signature campaign promise, and had vowed to proudly shut down the government this week if he did not get the $5 billion he was demanding for that project. But Congress would not comply with that demand, leaving some of the president's conservative supporters angry that he agreed ultimately to keep the government open without the funding from Congress. In a statement on the page, Brian assured contributors that the fundraiser was not a scam and that he had contacted the Trump administration about how to deliver the money. Citizens can mail money as gifts to the United States, according to the U.S. Treasury Department, but it's not clear whether the Department of Homeland Security can accept gifts. Furthermore, the money can only go into a general fund that must be allocated by Congress. Brian also wrote that he is a supporter of legal immigration. "I have grandparents who immigrated to America legally. They did it the correct way and it's time we uphold our laws," Brian wrote. He wrote that donors would get a refund if the fundraising goal is not met. The Senate, late Wednesday, endorsed a stopgap spending measure that will keep the administration open until February without President Trump's asked for $5 billion for the wall. The spending measure currently goes to the House of Representatives, and it must be signed by Mr. Donald Trump. U.S. President Donald Trump has vowed to wait as long as it takes to get $5 billion from taxpayers for a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border, a demand that has triggered a partial shutdown of the federal government. During his 2016 election campaign, Trump repeatedly promised Mexico would pay for his proposed wall. After Mexico repeatedly refused to do so, he began seeking U.S. taxpayer funding for the wall, which he sees as essential to curbing illegal immigration from Mexico and Central America.